Starting off this video with one of my favorite goals, Torgan Hazard crosses and Marcus Thuram scores with an amazing scissors kick. Here we have Neymar doing a rainbow flick in the box and smashes it in for close range. Here's a flare shot from Piotr Zielinski, who backheels the loose ball into goal. Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial where I'll be showing you how to score from different scenarios. Before we proceed further, I would like to cover a few basics. Firstly, as much as possible, shoot with your player's preferred foot. And next, do your best to shake off any defender before you shoot. The following is an ideal example of what I have just mentioned. My attacking midfielder, Joe Chu, shoots with his preferred right foot when there are no defenders around him. I would also like to cover the player skill, Fighting Spirit, which I feel is essential for your strikers. eFootball is realistic in the sense that if there are defenders pressuring your striker, his shooting power and accuracy will take a hit. Fighting Spirit helps to negate the impact a little. Now onto shooting mechanisms. Aside from simply pressing the shoot button to take a shot, you can also activate a stunning shot. This is done by holding onto the R2 button or your right trigger button and pressing the shoot button together. When done correctly, your shooting bar will be purple in color. Stunning shots take time to execute, but you are rewarded with a higher shooting power. Use it when there are no defenders around you. There are 3 types of shots that can be activated with stunning shots, depending on the power that you have accumulated, as well as the player's skills that your player possesses. The first is dipping shot. Charge up to 25% and your player will unleash a shot with a bounce that will catch the keeper off guard. Dipping shots are ideal when there are defenders closing on you. As it only requires 25% of power, it is much faster and easier to pull off as compared to the other 2 types of shots. Next is Knuckle Shot, made famous by Cristiano Ronaldo. Charge up to 50% to unleash a powerful shot that swerves in the air. I like Knuckle Shot as the unpredictable mid-air movement makes it hard for the keeper to make a save. And here is another example from Kylian Mbappe. How would you know if you have successfully executed a knuckle shot? Check the replay. It will be a powerful shot, the ball doesn't spin much, and the flight of the ball changes abruptly mid-air. The third type of shot is rising shot. Charge up to 75% of power and unleash a powerful shot destined for the top corner. This is my favorite among the 3 by far, because it is so satisfying to see a powerful shot hit the back of the net. I tend to execute this just outside the penalty area to increase the likelihood of scoring. Be sure to check which type of shot your player can execute. Some players, like Trossard, can execute all 3, which makes him an ideal attacker. Long range curler. This is probably the most overpowered player skill in the game. Hold R1 or RB, charge up sufficient power, and see your player unleash an amazing curler into the far post. Aside from the long-range curler player skill, check out the curl rating of your players. Song Hyo-min is a great example of an amazing curler of the ball. One tip is to run in the direction parallel to the goal line before unleashing your curler. Practice controlling the ball at slow speed in order to cut inside your opponent's defender to unleash a curler towards goal. Don't be afraid to cut back at times in order to find the perfect positioning and balance for your player to unleash a curler. Next, outside curler. As the name suggests, the player will use the outside of his dominant foot to curl the ball into the back of the net. To activate an outside curler, Position your player diagonally to the target and press R1 or RB with the shoot button. You will need some time to get used to the positioning of your player, but once you get the hang of it, executing an outside curler will be quite straightforward. I like outside curlers as firstly, it looks nice, and secondly, it usually catches your opponent defenders off guard as they are not expecting you to take an outside curler shot with the dominant foot. And while any player can execute a finesse curling shot, look for players with the long-range curler player skill to increase the shot accuracy and power of your curlers. Some players, like Gabriel Jesus and Jamie Vardy, have both long-range curler and outside curler as player skills, which makes them lethal weapons in your squad. Chip shot. Heads up guys, this is going to be a long section because I have many examples to share. There are no better ways to score against an on-rushing keeper than deftly lifting the ball over him. To execute chip shot well, ideally your player should have the chip shot control player skill and then hold L1 or LB plus the shoot button. You can even execute the chip shot on the volley. Once you have gotten the hang of the timing, you can even execute chip shots against keepers that have not gotten too far out of their lines. It is really satisfying to score with a chip shot when there are so many other ways to score in the game. Here's a clip of Eden Hazard storming down the flank and then lifting the ball casually over the goalkeeper. Next up, I have 3 clips of Robert Pires chipping the goalkeeper, just because he is one of the best players to be able to do that. He doesn't even need to bother if goalkeepers are off their lines, he just chips them. That's really amazing. I am ending this section with a chip from Mesut Ozil. What an amazing player. Next, fake shot and super cancel. Executing a fake shot or super cancel allows you to trick your opponent and helps you to find more space to take a proper shot on goal. This works as your opponent can see your shot input on their screen. They will overcommit in the direction that you are facing, and you can then take out space left behind by them to take a proper shot on goal. Use fake shots and super cancel to keep your opponents guessing. Speed burst. This is done by double tapping on R2 or RT to accelerate past the defender. Use speed burst to move the ball forward quickly, or to cut inside the defender to take a shot on goal. True feint. This is executed by pushing your right analog stick in the direction that the ball is going in order for your player to either continue with the dribble or to make a pass or a shot. In this case, I push the right analog stick downwards so that my player can be in a good position to take a first time curler towards goal. In this example, I push my right analog stick left so that my player, Maxime Lestienne, can evade his marker to put in a cross. And here is another example. In this case, I push my right analog stick right so that Leroy Sané can continue his run down the right wing to put in a true pass for Kylian Mbappe. Crossing and heading. Let's go over some quick basics. Firstly, your crosser should ideally have pinpoint crossing player skill, and your striker should have heading as well as area superiority. When you have the ball at the flanks, look out for strikers running into the box and cross your ball just in front of them. Executing a stunning cross as well as a stunning header definitely helps. Here is a clip of a downward header, which looks really good. Playing with an out-wide playstyle and having tall target man in the box helps your heading game. Now we are moving from heading to volleying. Your player will choose to volley instead of head if the ball is played in front of him and he has to run towards it to attack the ball. Look for teammates running into the box and play the ball just in front of them for them to run towards it and attack the ball. Again, using a stunning cross helps your ball travel faster into the box. Cross the ball when you are at the edge of the box or even inside the box for a more accurate delivery. Smashing a volley to the back of the net is a great way to cap off a team move. To pull off scissors kicks and other spectacular shots, your player should have the skill Acrobatic Finishing. These shots are context-based, so when the opportunity arises, your player will attempt the spectacular. Aside from scissors kicks, your player will also have other tricks up his sleeves, such as, in this case, a scorpion kick. Cross and flick on. This is similar to crossing and heading. The difference is that instead of heading it directly towards goal, you use your striker to head it down for another teammate to volley it home, as shown by the great partnership between Andy Carroll and Diego Maradona here. Flicking on the ball in the box creates confusion, allowing your striker to take full advantage of the opportunity. Such long balls into the box is a deviation from the regular crosses from the flanks and keeps your attacking threats unpredictable. Low cross. Send a low cross into the box if you see a passing lane by double tapping the cross button. If your striker is not a strong header of the ball, sending in a low cross allows him to take a more accurate shot towards goal. Don't be restricted to the cross button. A regular pass or through pass works as well. Byline Cutback. This requires some practice in dribbling and close control. Dribble down the byline and you will notice a teammate making space to receive a diagonal pass. Pass it to him and take a first time shot towards the opposite corner of goal. If you are able to dribble and make the pass, the likelihood of a goal is very high because the opposite corner of the net is usually unguarded. You will notice that defenders are hesitant in putting a tackle for fear of giving away a penalty. This is to your advantage. Give this a go and let me know how it works for you. Flick up and shoot. Here is your chance to be Dennis Bergkamp. Press the right analog stick to flick the ball up in the air and volley it towards goal. Here is a great example by Aubameyang.
And it's been taken straight back. Aubameyang! Yes!
Here is another from Harry Kane. This time he flicked the ball over his head past the defender and unleashed a long shot towards goal. Free kick. To score free kicks, you might need to spend some time in the training ground. Position the ball slightly off the post. Hold your left analog stick down. Charge up your power to be slightly more than half. Slowly move your left analog stick towards the direction of the curve, which in this case is the left side, and observe the flight of the ball. For a free kick on the left side, choose a left-footed player. Hold your left analog stick down. Charge up the power to be slightly above half. Gradually move your left analog stick towards the direction of the curve, which in this case is the right side. Such free kick routines might work against newer players, but for experienced players, they can move the goalkeeper, which means that they will tend to guard their near post. To counter this, set up a two-man free kick with a player on each side. Decide which player is going to take the free kick. In this case, I'm going to go with Maxime Lestienne, who is a left-footed player, and I'm going to curl it into the left post. Position the ball slightly away from the post. Use your second man to fake a shot by holding on to L2 or left trigger, shoot, and then the fake shot button. And take the shot with your main free kick taker. Here are some in-match examples. I'm proud of this free kick as it is some distance away from goal. Here is me setting up a two-man free kick. I took the shot with Cazorla as he is a right-footed player and the free kick is on the right side. Saka is there to serve as a distraction. Here is a two-man free kick on the left side. Aside from bending the ball over the wall, you can also do a lay-off shot. Set up a two-man free kick. Hold L2 or the left trigger and the pass button for the second man to pass the ball slightly away from the wall. And use your main free kick taker to take a shot on goal. If you are feeling cheeky, you can try to sneak the ball under the wall. Tap the shoot button, and if the wall jumps, watch the ball roll into the back of the net. Mix things up a bit by passing the ball to an unmarked player instead of taking a direct shot on goal. There will usually be teammates who are unmarked, and this will spring a surprise on your opponent. Use the true pass button to find a teammate and take a quick shot on goal. Keep your opponents guessing, they will never know what to expect. Long range free kick. Well, if you have Roberto Carlos, it doesn't hurt to try taking a shot on goal. Otherwise, try to play a high ball to your best header and build from there. Alternatively, find an unmarked player outside the box and try taking a long shot. Long through pass along the ground works as well. Do your best to find a player who is relatively unmarked. Here is another example. Sometimes, slight build-up play is required for you to reach the goal. Be unpredictable in your free kick routine to keep your opponents guessing. Sometimes, you will be given the option of taking a quick free kick. Be patient. You don't have to make any rash move. You can wait for the cutscene to appear and take a regular free kick. However, if you spot a teammate running into the box, send a quick through pass to spring a surprise on your opponent. Corner kicks. Occasionally, you will be able to score directly off a corner. I find that it is easier to score from corners if you were to use a flick-on tactic. In this example, you can see that the corner kick is delivered to Lionel Tan, who then flicks it on for Irfan Fandi to volley into the back of the net. To set up such scenarios, go to in-match roles, player to join attack, and then fill up the 3 slots with 3 of your tallest players who are good with heading. Send a corner kick to the near post and try and flick the ball on to another player to head towards goal. Here is another example. And similar to quick free kicks, take quick corner kicks from time to time to surprise your opponent. If you do not have strong headers off the ball in your team, try sending a low ball into the box and taking a first time shot on goal. And here's the last clip on corner kicks. Whenever they are loose balls, just take a first time volley towards goal. You will likely miss most of them, but once in a while you will score an amazing volley. Penalty kicks. I don't think I have to talk about this much, as you guys will have practiced a lot in the daily game. What I do is to choose the best penalty taker, select a corner, and blast it in. If you are feeling cheeky, try a chip shot down the middle. You can chip it towards the side as well. Thanks guys for making it this far. In this section, I'm going to show some dribbling runs towards goal. First up is Willian, who beat his marker with a crossover and cuts in to score with a curler. Next is Lacazette, who is able to evade his marker but unfortunately blasts the ball wide. Here we have Nabri, who successfully executed a chop turn but has his shot saved. Luckily, Gabriel Jesus was around. Here we have Hwang Hee-chang executing what looks like a chop turn. It was successful and he manages to score as well. Next up, Gabriel Martinelli, who pulls off an outrageous 360 turn and a curler into the far post. Here we have Ritsu Don running all the way down the flank. And then along the byline as well, before placing the ball past the keeper. What a goal! In this clip we have Jesus Corona dashing down the right flank towards goal and somehow managed to score from a very tight angle. Next up is Eden Hazard doing a rainbow flick and then heading the ball past the keeper. Here Song Heung-min is clear on goal. He does a rainbow flick and then volleys it into the back of the net. Thanks for staying till the end of the video. These are clips from the years of me playing eFootball. If you found this tutorial useful, please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.